Okay, so the new Geras trailer. Now, I really enjoyed this. I think that it was a very pleasant surprise to a lot of people because I think the general consensus, at least from what I heard, was people didn't really like Geras and they didn't want to see him return. Outside of some people in my community that I've talked to, I haven't really heard anybody say they really wanted him. But again, I think a lot of people ended up really liking him from this trailer. So with that said, we're gonna do a trailer breakdown today. Ever since I did my stream on this, I haven't really had time to sit down and watch this. So we're gonna go through it, we're gonna watch it, and I'm gonna break down some things as we go on. Of course, there are a few things that I already know we're gonna talk about, like the potential gear system and that random character that was shown. So there are some boxes we need to hit and some things we need to cover. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so we start off here with Liu Kang confronting Geras, more so Geras confronting Liu Kang, because Liu Kang does call him an old friend here, and it does seem that Geras is like coming to Liu Kang after an extended period of time. So Geras maybe didn't have anything to do with Liu Kang in the like immediate past from what we know now, because this timeline that Liu Kang created has existed for eons, which he does confirm here. It's been eons. Just in this timeline alone, thousands on millions of years have passed. So Geras doesn't seem to have been here this entire time, but it does seem that they met each other at least one time in this new timeline to discuss the hourglass and discuss like who is going to take care of it, which is Geras.
Good to see you.
Likewise, Lord Liu Kang. Duty is my highest calling.
Okay, so here we get to see our first good look at Geras. And as you guys can see here, he does have like this yellow gem or something on his chest, which do keep that in mind because it will change later on. And this redesign, we don't need to talk about it too much. I mainly want to talk about the story stuff in this trailer. But as for his design, it looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, it looks so much better to me. It's not like hyper technical or anything like that, like Chronica. It almost looks like he was like a nomad or something, or like some type of monk and he trained. Or even if he didn't train, maybe this has something to do with Geras's roots or where he's been recently. However, we really don't know. I'm very much so over speculating on this. But this design is just so much different than his MK11 design. So I wonder if they're going to explain like where he's been or what he's been doing. Okay, so here's some of the Geras like actual tech, the actual combos. There he hits him into an hourglass. Okay, here's when like he freezes you in time. He can pretty much do whatever he wants to you in those few seconds. There's him creating like sand structures. Very much so Geras. Very Geras-like from MK11. Okay, Geras is the guardian of the hourglass, a celestial object which lies beyond the realms. So I wonder, genuinely I wonder where the hourglass is going to be kept in this timeline. I know this sounds crazy maybe, but I think it might actually be held inside the nexus, because the nexus is completely separate from the realms. It's actually like a hub to access all of the realms, and I'm not sure if it still even exists in the current timeline, but I think that it would make a lot of sense, and I'll continue on that point later on in the trailer because they do show something interesting. But let's continue more with this Geras and Darrius action. God, they are so cool. I love them both. And Destiny. So that's so interesting. I'm gonna talk about this soon in another video about Liu Kang's like actual timeline and if he did any mistakes with the timeline. It says that it like dictates not only time, it regulates time, but also destiny. So does that mean that Liu Kang does have some type of control over people's destiny? Like is Melina not destined to get Tarkat, or is she destined to get Tarkat? You know what I mean? Like, can Liu Kang control these things? Like, the hourglass just solely existing is against Liu Kang. Like, he can't do anything with the hourglass to change its trajectory of time. But if that were the case, then how did he create a new era? How did he create all of this stuff, right? So I wonder if there's some things that he knows he can change, but he doesn't choose to change them, or if anything, he already changed too much, almost like when you're building a world in some type of like open world game, and like you use up all your memory, so you can't place any more 3D objects in this open world. So did Liu Kang do that? Did he use up all the memory and all the storage so he can't make any more changes? Like, I don't necessarily know. Okay, so more Geras gameplay here. He does the clock thing to Rain, does like this air grab, slams him down, Darrius cameo into a Darrius like assisted throw grab thing. Like, what is that? I'm not a throw. I don't know why I said that, but he grabs Darius and uses him in this like spinning grab. Like this animation is so sick. So like it looks like he sends the cameo out, right? So there's the Darrius cameo, and it seems like once you use that cameo attack, that you as the player have some type of input that you can put in to do a special move, where you actually use the cameo while they're still out. Unless this is actually just a Darrius thing, and one of Darius's like cameo abilities is to use him while he's still out there. Either of those would be very cool to see though. Okay, so yeah, there he uses him. And then we go into the Fatal, which we will skip this just for censorship reasons. But the Fatal is kind of cool. It is definitely cool. This part is so sick, with Geras like throwing him into like, it's like the past or something, kind of like the Flash's, I've heard it's like the Flash's super from Injustice. And I don't want to leave out Darrius here. I like Darius's part. I've seen some people make fun of it and say that it's kind of lame, but I don't know. I'm happy to see Darrius back, so anything that he does, I'm going to be excited for.
I have watched you with the hourglass. You
are relishing your role as Earthrealm's protector. This is definitely like a Liu Kang Geras centric trailer. Obviously the Keepers of Time. This relationship between them, although I don't think that it's like soured yet, I don't think that their relationship is bad by any means. It does seem that there is some type of authority that Geras is trying to display here. Like, hey, Liu Kang, like, Brother Bear, you're making some mistakes and I think you really need to rethink what you're doing. And if it's not even that, then maybe Geras has like less power than Liu Kang, and he's actually just like warning him. He's saying like, hey, if you do this, that, and the third with the hourglass, you actually cause irreparable damage to, you know, history. And that could be a very cool concept to tackle in this game, because this is the first time we've ever seen a new timeline crafted from scratch. Like even in MK9, it was a reboot essentially, but it was like going back to a fixed place in the previous timeline. Whereas this game is completely starting from nothing. So I'd imagine that they can very easily write something into existence about the timelines, or about how they are crafted, and explain how Liu Kang might have done it incorrectly. Not that Liu Kang necessarily had bad intentions, but that he didn't know enough or he didn't keep some things in mind when making certain decisions. And also this room, we get a better look at it here. It looks like it's elevated, like you can see a tree outside here. So it looks like this is like Liu Kang's... So yeah, we get some Liu Kang gameplay. There's a Scorpion cameo and another Scorpion cameo. So with that in mind, have we seen all of Scorpion's stuff? Because we get to see him do different things in the previous trailer, the Lin Kuei trailer, right? Or was it it wasn't the Ungadi one, was it? I can't remember, but anyway. The point is we've already seen some of Scorpion's cameo moves. So with these two being added to the arsenal, I wonder if we've seen them all. Yeah, there we go, extends Liu Kang's combo. Here's Liu Kang versus Sub-Zero. Okay, I want to talk about the dialogue, so let's go back. But by the way, these stages, this is like the nighttime version of the Living Forest, which is so funny because you can instantly tell that this is the Living Forest now. Whereas when it had the daytime version in the gameplay reveal trailer, it was much harder to tell that it was the Living Forest. But now you can really tell. And the wind blowing in this stage is just so... People can shit on Mortal Kombat animations all they want, I don't care. These stages, you cannot hate these stages. There's no way you can hate them. They're outstanding. This is insane. The fact that I can see myself walking around these stages as if it were like a 3D plane is something special. It looks like it could be used for like Conquest or something like that. Like it's so good, and they're so meticulously like thought out and crafted. So this stage kind of reminds me of like a somewhat of a Shirai Ryu fire garden or some type of monastery. I'm not exactly sure which one it would be, because it doesn't look like the Shaolin Temple. It doesn't look like Wuxi Academy. So it could be from the Lin Kuei. It could be from like the generals, like General Shao and them, like they could maybe train here, who knows? But there's like fire and dragons and stuff depicted here, so definitely could be something to do with the Shirai Ryu. However, the Shirai Ryu are involved in this game. They really knocked it out of the park with the nighttime versions of the stages. Okay, so those with power must know how to use it wisely. So that's like Liu Kang defending himself. He's saying like, yes, I have a whole timeline to take care of. I have to do what I have to do. Like I have to take care of this. This power is insane in my hands. It's essentially like with great power comes great responsibility. And that's basically what Liu Kang is saying here. He does definitely seem like he's on the defensive. Like, no, Geras, I did my best. I'm doing what I can. And also, what the hell is that? Hold up, I just noticed that. I completely forgot to talk about it, chat, but the customization, okay, hold up. Hold up, so look at this. This Geras doesn't have the gem piece in his chest. So people are saying that it's customization, because look at here. So here Geras has the gem piece, right here. And then yeah, here he does not, but look what I just saw with Sub-Zero. That Sub-Zero definitely had different gloves on, did he not? Hold up, did this Sub-Zero not have different gloves on? Those gloves, what are those? Hold up, has anyone pointed this out yet? Wait, these Sub-Zero gloves are totally different than his original costume. Right? Am I wrong? Those definitely look different to me. Okay, maybe I'm crazy. Those look so cool though. What are those? Hold up, I gotta take a picture of that. I can't even screenshot on my Mac. Very interesting. Okay. And then there's a Sector cameo. When you restarted history, you altered the destinies of certain malefactors. And thanks to chat, I know what malefactors means. And so basically he tried to change some bad things in the world, and Liu Kang tried to change the destinies of these malefactors. So think General Shao, think Shang Tsung, General Reiko. He tried to change the destinies of these villains, and it ended up doing some things that I guess he didn't want to happen. It does seem that Liu Kang accidentally messed up by doing this. At least since Geras is bringing it to Liu Kang's attention, I would guess that he did something wrong. Okay, but also this scene right here, oh boy. Number one, this portal. Let me go bring up my tweet really quick. Okay, here it is. So look, they brung back the thing from Edenia. Is this not the same thing? Maybe I'm crazy, but this really does look like they're trying to do a modern interpretation of the portal from Edenia, from MK Deception Conquest mode. And so that's very interesting. And that also feeds into my theory about the nexus. So if this exists, does that mean that there is a hub of all the realms, in this case being the nexus, from Mortal Kombat Deception, that you can access? And is that where they're keeping the hourglass? So right here, what does he say again? The guardian of the hourglass, a celestial object which lies beyond the realms. And one of the only places I know that lies beyond the realms is the nexus. So who knows? I don't know. I think that's super sick though, to think about, and think about that still existing. The thought of the nexus existing in a modern Mortal Kombat game is so exciting to me. But anyway, so let's get to the next thing with this scene, and that is this. So do you guys see that character in the back there? Let me zoom in if I can. This guy, who is this guy? There's a random character back here. I do not know who this is. I don't think anyone necessarily knows who this is, but it doesn't seem to be Kung Lao. As you guys can see, Kung Lao seems to be behind Raiden here. And then on top of that, Ed Boon made a tweet about this guy and said, "New phone, who's this?" So it's definitely going to be a new character or somebody returning that isn't already confirmed. Some people are saying that it could be the main character, like it could be you. So if this is a conquest story, or if it is like a create a fighter, or it could definitely be like the Crypt main character from MK11, where you have a character that isn't playable but is in the story. He's like an NPC kind of. So this definitely seems possible. My greatest desire would be for this character to be Shujinko. I think that would be awesome for me. He's my favorite character. I would love to see him return. And if he does return in his younger self, like his younger form, especially since they can do anything with him, this is a new timeline, they can really rewrite his character to be anything they want it to be. But if I had to be honest, I do not think that it's him, as much as I would like it to be. It does not look like Shujinko. And then some people are saying Kai, which what the fuck are you on? Like, excuse my not so nice language, but saying that that's Kai is kind of crazy. And honestly, maybe you're right. If you're right, then hats off to you. But he does not look like Kai to me. But if you want to say that, then that's fair. And if it does end up being Kai, then, you know, I'll take the L. Because, I mean, you know, Hanzo Asashi isn't Scorpion in this timeline, so anything is possible. But it could be like any Shaolin monk, it could be Shujinko, it could be any returning character, like reborn and re-realized. For all we know, it could be Takeda. Maybe it could be Takeda, and it's Kenshi's son. And then maybe he, like, does something in the story where he goes to the future, and then that's why we have future Takeda in the DLC or something. Like, who knows? But I did want to acknowledge it because I'm sure we'll find out soon enough, unless it's a huge troll and this character has no importance whatsoever and Ed Boon was just trolling us, which is definitely possible.
Certain malefactors to neutralize them.
To neutralize them, yeah, exactly. So Liu Kang tried to end some villains. He tried to make them not do anything in this timeline, and it seems that he messed up by doing so. Kind of like a domino effect, like he messed with one domino and then they all started falling, and you know how that goes. So that definitely could have happened. And then also Geras has the gems again here, so customization does seem to be a thing in some capacity. So this is going to be the fatals. We don't really need to look through this. We do get to see cameo scorpions, like beautiful fatal. Like this fatal is absolutely gorgeous, so make sure to go watch that if you haven't already. Here we get to see Liu Kang's fatal, which is also amazing. We've seen this from the stress test though. So make sure to go watch that if you haven't seen it yet. So your vision of peace may already be compromised, meaning something's already gone awry. And we already knew this to an extent. We know that Shang Tsung is pulling some strings. We know that General Shao is going to be a traitor to Outworld. And so General Shao might have some power we don't know about. But if I had to guess, I think that it's Shang Tsung at work. Shang Tsung might be working for Onaga, or he might be doing something with Onaga. It's heavily rumored that Shang Tsung might be working for a higher power, so we'll see what happens with that. But the Tarkat disease is definitely one of the bigger ones when it comes to examples of things that didn't really go the way they should have gone in this new timeline. And so Liu Kang's perfect vision, his serene new era, doesn't seem to be as serene as we once thought. Okay, so can I move these subtitles? I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. So Frost cameo there, so that's interesting. And then just some more Geras gameplay. There's a smoke teleport with the smoke bomb. That's so sick. So he throws the bomb, teleports, and then yeah, Geras just violates him. He completely disrespects him. But it was definitely a cool attempt. He threw the smoke bomb, teleported, and then this Geras clone just grabs him and throws him to the wall. Oh my god. It's so sick. Okay, and then here's this. So here's the fatalities. So I can't really show this part. You guys know why. But I think that this is the best fatality in the entire series. I know everyone's gonna have their favorite fatality, like it's all up for debate. But I think objectively, this is the craziest fatality that we've ever seen performed. I am a fan of the Geras one as well. It does remind me of Spider-Man. But yeah, with that said, I think that's basically it. I wanted to cover the Nexus theory, the custom pieces, the potential customization in the games, like customizable parts, the costumes basically. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but yeah, it does seem that customization is back in some way. The Nexus might exist. All the realms have portals, maybe. Look at this. The portal, it's right here. Like, I'm not making this up, it's right here. So maybe the Nexus exists, maybe the Kamidogu, we'll have to see. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and ladies, gentlemen, and MB beauties, make sure you all stay safe, stay hydrated, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.